We're getting down to the last one. One. All right, hurry up. This last person I've met, like I've known, I've heard their name. I've heard that person's name for a while, and I've always respected what they've done in business. I'm trying not to say their name, and they did a lot of amazing things. And just to be completely real, they've been amazing. I'm not going to just say it. Stop saying that. No. He? You say it? No, don't say it. You can't say it. Rest with me. But it's a he. All right? Go ahead.
Thanks, Rob. This gentleman, real short, funny story. I called him about Momentous. He told me, no, I didn't say it was about Momentous. I said, let's have lunch. He said, Mark, if this is network marketing, don't waste your time. I was like, man, he kind of defeated me. I was like, oh, okay, I'll call you when I get back from out of town. Monday came, I didn't call him because I said, you know what, we're moving too fast for me to sit down with somebody who's going to tell me I'm crazy. So, long story short, another individual actually was able to call this gentleman. And then when he had the appointment, he actually called me to come by. And so we both sat down with him. Phenomenal gentleman. Phenomenal family man. Has had unbelievable success in real estate. Like healthy six-figure income. And has decided, well, I'm not going to take his story, but this gentleman has had amazing success in the past. I know the fact that he's the #1 SD comes as no surprise to me. And he will be one of the top regionals, one of the top nationals, and one of the top international directors in our company. And I mean that from the heart. None other than give it up. This is the #1 senior director in the entire country.
Do it together. That's brothers. Y'all please, can we get a drum roll, please? Stand up. Give it up. #1, Mr. David Printup.
And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air. Stay there. You just go ahead on the verse, so let me go in the city, then I won't stop now. Put your hands up, in the sound, but I'm putting that in my folks locked down. I never went nowhere, but they say it's known as back. Blame it on that contour, the hood call it loose.
Always wanted to do that like a comedian. And you know the boy show.
Do it one more time so you can do it for
The other thing I always wanted to do, you know, in award shows on TV, they always hand their plaque, their trophy to a beautiful model. I was looking for one. but Mark Wolf will do. Actually, wow, this is an honor. And even though I knew this might be coming, I didn't even have a speech. But I thought of some good things back there. Sometime at the last minute, you really get some good things. First, let me say that I don't think Mark, Mr. Wolf, Mr. Coates, and Mr. Ivy know the blessing that they are in our lives. What took me 16 years to build, I'm estimating by the end of this year I'll be able to retire from real estate and do this full time. So when Mike said, Mr. Benoit, who I couldn't have had a better upline than Mr. Benoit. Actually, this is funny. First of all, let me say this. Like Elizabeth Taylor said to the late great Elizabeth Taylor said to her last 7 husbands. I won't be long. But Mr. Benoit, I couldn't have a better upline than Mr. Benoit. And the reason is I mean, my businesses and what I do, I'm a real estate broker and an insurance broker, so I work a lot of work all the time. So I told Mike, you know, Mr. Benoit, I can't really talk to you until the evening because I'm doing all the businesses, I'm running my momentous, I'm calling my downline, and I tell my downline, and I have quite a few here, and I say, hey, is it okay if I can call you between 9 and 10, because I got to give these little girls a bath. I love doing that. It's like a pastime in my house. And then I'll call you, and then I'll talk to Mr. Benoit, because we motivate each other. Here's the funny thing. Mr. Benoit called me at 1 in the morning. It's like that State Farm commercial. I have to let my wife have the phone. And she said, so what are you wearing? What are you wearing? Mike and I actually talk, Mr. Benoit and I actually talk at like 1 in the morning all the time. Working, talking about what we're going to do, our downline, books, whatever you can think of, we're talking about those things. So I appreciate you, man. Even though you're 16 years younger than me, you are my leader, my mentor. I want you to know that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I used to supervise at UPS for a long time, and the founder of UPS, Jim Casey, said back in 1909, if you work for money alone, you'll never get it. Surely you'll never get it. So I know a lot of people came up here and they said you're wise and you're continuously changing, and that makes sense. My other upline, Ms. Bryan, said the same thing, completely evolved. Mr. Benoit said the same thing. Don't work for money, work to help people, work for all those other things, and money will come. Be the assist man, and you'll still make the all-star team. Everybody will have to score the points. If you work for money, you'll never get it. Work for something else and you'll get tons of money. I know the people who taught me real estate said, one day, David, you're going to be so busy, you're not going to have time to cash checks. Right. And I tell you, that happened all the time. I walk around with $20,000 in my pocket for weeks. I never could make it to the bank. I know it sounds stupid, but we can have the same phenomena here in Momentous. We can do really well. And that was a real estate disclosure money, not a Momentous. And really, I just want to thank you for the opportunity. And really, I think I really said a cuss word when Mark called me. And the thing about this opportunity, and here's my last thing for real. The thing about this opportunity, I didn't even see the presentation, and I enrolled. Mike hit me up on Facebook, like, hey, what's happening? He played me. How's your family? I replied back, hey, good. Let's hang out, because Mike's whole family is my family. So he came up. I knew he was coming up for something. So I said to my colleague, I said, listen in on what this guy's about to say. Mike was about 30 minutes late because he was waiting for this guy. So they're downstairs. Mike called me and let me know he's downstairs. So they came on up, and I had a meeting I had to get to in Galloway. So I said, hey, and they're right here, and I'm typing. I said, I'm not disrespecting you, but I just got an email I have to answer. So they're giving. I said, real quick, just tell me what's going on. And so my colleague is about 10 feet away from us, and I said, you got 15 minutes. So they start talking about a few things. And I said, here's my credit card. I said, no, my debit card. I said, no, don't use that. I don't want to commingle my funds, because that's my real estate card. I said, I'll go to the bank and just transfer some stuff over. I enrolled right then. But to make a long story short with that, my colleague came over and asked more questions than I did. And she said, I'm enrolling too. So here's where it went from there. So as soon as I left, I said, I'm going to do something for myself for once. I'm going to be late to this meeting. And I called Mike up and said, go ahead and run it. I went to the bank. So my phone was blowing up while we were together, if you remember. I left the meeting, and I called the first person who had called me. And I told him just a couple of things. I didn't know much. I knew not to talk about anything. I said, I'm excited about something. You want to hear about it? I set up an appointment. Mike and I met with Rod Ike, who's now in the business, and at Starbucks. And I saw the presentation for the first time. I said, wow. I went back to the office, and Laura signed up. So I had my first rep before I even signed up. So I said, it's better than you ever thought. I said, in fact, it's so good. Hold on 1 second. I cut the story short. I said, hold on 1 second. I called Mike. I said, Mike, can you be at my house at 9:30 tonight? Remember, I put my kids to bed, in bed. He said, yeah. I said, I want to sign my wife up. So I called my wife. I said, hey, I'm going to need your social security number, and I'm going to need you to sign up. And I'll pay for it. I said, I don't need you to do anything. I'll do all the work. But I want you to have some residual income. So Mike came to the house, and for the first time, I saw my wife get excited about a business other than the real estate. So we signed her up, and she said, I'm real busy with what I have going on, and she's never even seen a presentation, and she should be SD soon. I'm working for her. So when Mike told me that, he said, David, and I hope this motivates you a little bit, he said, David, you're one of the top senior directors in recruiting, and maybe one of the top in the company. I said, Mike, I haven't even started working yet, man. Right, Mike?
True, true.
Take from me from that, be consistent, work every day, work hard. Don't be afraid to call people. This week I had success calling my big fish. And, you know, I talked to Isaac one time about one of my big fish. I was a little nervous. We all had a person we're nervous about. You know, Mr. Randolph was yours. And this guy, Super Bowl ring, all that stuff. Some of my friends. I saw him today at the birthday party. And now he's excited about, because he saw the excitement in me. So he's excited about this business now. So don't be afraid to talk to people. I mean, people should be, you're blessing people's lives. And you got to believe that. And when that comes off, when you're talking to people, they get excited. It's almost like when I call people, I don't give them a chance to say no. I say, hey, when can I meet with you? I don't ask them for them to meet with me. So anyway, I want to thank you for this award, and I really appreciate it. And I look for all you being at the top, all of us at the top together. Thank you very much.
One more time, top 10 senior director.